Hey guys, Paul here, the Impulsive Culinarian. In this video I want to talk to you about something that's not traditional, but it sure is fun. St. Patrick's Day chocolate-glazed brownie bars. Yeah! Alright, so I admit guys, this is not a traditional Irish recipe. Let's just be honest, okay? But it is a lot of fun. Much like a lot of the things that go on St. Patrick's Day. Not necessarily traditional, not a lot of non-Irish people celebrating this excellent holiday, but it's a lot of fun. It's got green in it, and it's got chocolate, and it's delicious, all right? Here are the ingredients you're gonna need. All right, let's start off with the brownie ingredients. 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1/2 of a cup of almond flour, 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil, which you're gonna melt, 1/4 cup of dairy-free milk, 1/2 of a cup of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 organic eggs, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Let's move on to the Irish filling ingredients. It's only Irish because it's green. It's basically icing, guys. So 1 cup of icing sugar, 1/2 of a cup of cornstarch. You can use 1.5 cups of icing sugar if you want. I find that a little bit sweet, so I'm cutting my icing sugar with cornstarch just to sort of reduce the sweetness a little bit. 3 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine, not melted. 3 tablespoons or so of dairy-free milk. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then a few drops of green food coloring to your taste. So lastly, let's talk about the chocolate glaze ingredients. Get yourself 3/4 of a cup of some dairy-free semi-sweet chocolate, which you're going to melt, 3 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine, 1 tablespoon of organic honey, and 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. All right, let's go make a non-traditional Irish dessert, guys. Come on. Finally wrapping up the St. Patrick's Day recipe series, guys. I've had so much fun doing these recipes, all gluten-free and dairy-free. If you haven't already checked it out, I just want to throw up a link here to the first video in the series for Irish stew, and check out the fish and chips and the barn brack, and this last one, of course, not very traditional, okay, unlike the other ones, but it's a lot of fun. So let's get started. First, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. All right, so the pan of choice that we're going to be using is an 8-inch square cake pan, all right, with the 1.5-inch sides. This we're going to grease with a little bit of dairy-free margarine, or you can use parchment paper if you prefer. It's entirely up to you. Getting the margarine in there right now. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, guys, is get your 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil. Put that in the microwave for a half a minute or so just to get it into liquid form. So as we all know, guys, some microwaves are stronger than others. Some will take 20 seconds, others maybe 40, but you want to make sure that your coconut oil is perfectly liquid, no solid chunks left. All right, so now that your coconut oil is melted, you want to get all of those brownie ingredients into a large mixing bowl. Everything, the wet, the dry, throw it in there. Yes, one big brownie mess, yeah. Okay, get the big whisk and let's make work of this, shall we? Whisk away. There you go. That's what you want. A nicely combined brownie mixture. Next. All right, so take all of this brownie mixture and get it into your greased 8-inch square cake pan with a cake spatula. Give it a wiggle to make it nice and even. Well, there you go. I could end the video right here, literally. Bake this for a little bit and boom, you got some delicious brownies. But wait, there's more. All right, so with your oven at 350, get this in the center rack for 25 minutes. Okay, so while those brownies are cooking, get another large mixing bowl and let's make a green icing mélange. Okay, so the next step is to add our icing sugar and cornstarch into the mixing bowl. We're going to mix that with some margarine. But for those who didn't know, if you look at the ingredients of icing sugar, basically what it is, it's very highly refined, usually cane sugar, and cornstarch. So we're basically reducing the sweetness a little bit so it's not such a sugary layer of icing in the middle by adding more cornstarch into the mix. Next, we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine. All right, it's time to bust out the electric mixer. And it's only now that the camera's going, I realize, whoa, do you have a circa 1905 mixer like I do? Okay. Don't look. It still works, works fine. All right, so using your mixer, get that as granular as you can by incorporating the margarine with your icing sugar mixture. Next, you want to slowly add 3 tablespoons of dairy-free milk. Now you want to go slowly because if you get to the second one and you see that it's liquidy enough, you don't want to be adding any more. It can be a little bit temperamental depending on how heavy-handed you were on your icing sugar. So here's what happened to me. I added a little bit too much margarine. Dairy-free margarine is notorious for being watery. So I was heavy-handed on the margarine and I only needed 2 tablespoons of milk. So if you're measuring properly, unlike me, you're going to be fine. 3 and 3. Eyeball it. All right, so the last 2 ingredients for this icing layer are your vanilla extract. And then you want to add a few drops of green food coloring, okay? Very essential ingredient for everything St. Patrick's Day. Beer, icing, you name it. Meh, that's a little pale for me. I think I'm going double. 3 more. Ah, there you go. It's pale, but it's green, all right? You can add as much as you like. Basically, it's not an exact science. Okay, so now is a good time to take a pause. There's no use rushing ahead and making the chocolate glaze because it's going to be a while until those brownies cool down in order to be able to put on this icing. And by the time all of that is finished, the glaze is probably going to have solidified again. So take a break. Go have a glass of something Irish. So I've transferred my green icing into a small bowl and I've covered it up with plastic wrap just so that it doesn't get a hard crust. Hey! Brownies are ready. Let's get them out. Yum. We're done. No, there's more. All right, so turn off the oven, guys, and let this cool for at least a half an hour. You want it to come right down to room temperature before you even think of putting the icing on there. So, see you in 30 minutes. Okay, so a half an hour has passed, and the brownies are still a little bit warm to the touch, but they're certainly not like they were fresh out of the oven. Just cool enough to get this green icing on top. So, open up your bowl and get out a cake spatula. Well, this is starting to look Irish, isn't it? Nice. A beautiful thin green layer of icing. Okay, let's get this in the fridge. Okay, so next step, guys, get this in the fridge so that the icing will set just a little bit, probably around 15-20 minutes. All right, so while that's cooling off in the fridge, guys, let's make the chocolate glaze. All right, so get yourself 3/4 cup of semi-sweet, dairy-free chocolate chips. Now, you can do this in the microwave or you can do it over a pot of boiling water, whatever you're most comfortable with. I like the microwave because it's fast and I'm impulsive. Perfect. So now that your chocolate is melted and it's still warm, now's the time to add 3 tablespoons of dairy-free margarine. And stir that in until everything is melted and smooth. So last but not least, a tablespoon of organic honey. And just a splash of vanilla extract. Half a teaspoon. Then grab a fork or a small whisk and make sure that everything is thoroughly combined. I know I said 15 minutes in the fridge, but my icing is not setting quick enough, so I'm going to throw it in the freezer to speed up the process. There we go, that's the stuff. So it doesn't move around when you shake the pan. That green icing is just firm enough so that it can receive the chocolate ganache. Spread this evenly all over the top. Don't leave a drop behind. Now there's a beautiful looking dessert. So that chocolate ganache glaze on top has sealed in all of the green icing and the brownies underneath. You don't know what's under there, well, unless you made it, of course. Let's get that in the fridge. Okay, now you pop that back in the fridge so that everything can chill and set properly for at least 1 hour. 1 hour has elapsed. Well, it's nice and firm, that's for sure. Getting the first piece out, that's the challenge. So let's wet a sharp knife and see what we can do. I'll try not to hack it to pieces. Does it look good?
Yeah. Oh, cut it out in your heart.
Cut it in a heart? No. We're going to cut it into squares. We're going to do square bars. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right.
Square chocolate bars.
Sam. I think Sam's excited. I'm excited. There we go. The first one has been extracted. Oh, look at that. Hey, there's a nice little secret green Irish surprise in between the brownie and the chocolate. What do you think of that?
You're not close up.
All right, so who wants to try these little chocolate yummies here? Yeah? All right, one for you, one for you. Show the folks at home what you think of these beautiful brownies with green icing and chocolate glaze. You were so excited about the dessert, you put on your PJs backwards. So guys, is it a keeper? Is this a good part 4 for the St. Patrick's Day recipes?
Yeah.
Excellent. Cool.
Look at her shirt, it's so cute.
So there you have it, guys. Part 4 of the St. Patrick's Day recipe series is done. What's coming next week? So guys, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. This is Paul from Impulsive Culinarian inviting you to join me every Saturday for a gluten-free, dairy-free feature video, every Thursday for my quick and easy healthy recipe series, and don't forget to join me every Wednesday night live right here from the Impulsive Culinarian kitchen where I open up a brand new bottle of something delicious and share it with you guys. Catch you in the next video. Say bye, guys.
Bye.